Thank you, Ed. All right, everybody, so real quick, thank you. All right, real quick, you heard our bios, and as your leader pointed out, it is very difficult and frustrating. Yeah, I get it. We've been out here now, I've been out here since January, talking to people about this. It's frustrating, because you want to know, well, would you overturn Roe v. Wade? Not that that would ever come in front of us in a million years. But we can't answer that kind of stuff. Really, what you're doing, it's a sterile job interview. Basically, you got our resumes, and now you have to pick. So what ends up happening is people often leave it blank. So I'm asking you, please don't leave it blank. Please do your research. I'm sure you're here today. Obviously, you're doing your research. So you gave up your Saturday morning. So you're here, do your research, and look at our backgrounds and see what you think who would make the better decision. It's tough. We get it. Both of us understand that. So what makes us different is really what you have to see, because we're not that different. I mean, I think I've been a lawyer 17 years, I've been a lawyer 19 years, we both have 2 beautiful daughters that we're proud of, we both married up, that's for sure. So what makes us different is what you have to look at. So I can tell you what I think makes me different, I'm sure Ed will tell you what he thinks makes him different. I can tell you the 19 years I've been a lawyer, all of them are here in Florida. So I've been a Florida practicing attorney the entire time. And you've heard some of my background, I've done all kinds of different law. But you know what? I think the most unique thing about what I could bring to the bench is that for the last 7 years I've been in the clerk's office, 5.5 as the elected clerk down in Hernando. Your clerk up here is Gloria Hayward. I'm sure you guys are all very proud of her. She is an elected Democrat up here. So talk to Gloria. Go in there and ask Gloria. Ask her, what is it like to be the clerk? What do you guys do every day? And she'll tell you. Not only am I the clerk, I act as my own general counsel, so I handle all of the legal work for the clerk's office. But what the clerk's office does that's different than just a lawyer that wants to be a judge is if you have a concern, if you have a complaint about the legal system, it comes to me. You can't pick up the phone and call the judge. You're not going to answer the phone. What you'll do, though, is you'll go into the clerk's office and talk to the clerks and say, hey, I can't get a court date on my foreclosure or my landlord-tenant case, or what's going on with this traffic ticket? Why is it so expensive? Who gets all that money? So the administrative side, which is what the judge does, right? They take the law and they apply it. They don't represent people, they don't advocate, they just listen, interpret, make the call. As the clerk, I've been in that unique position now for over 7 years where I've gotten to listen to you. Every day my staff comes to me and says, hey, we got to complain about why it's moving so slow in family court or whatever the issue is. I think that is the most unique thing that I bring to the bench, and I would bring to the bench if you would honor me with your vote on August 28th. And now I'll turn it over to Ed. He'll tell you why he thinks he's different.
I'm going to keep the mic up here. So this way, okay. Okay. I'm originally from New York State. I went to Siena College up in Albany, and when I graduated, I got a degree in political science and went to work for the legislature. Worked for the New York State legislature for a number of years, so I've got experience in the legislative branch of government. I understand the legislation and the legislative process. Met my wife while we were both working for the legislature. We got married and I went to law school. While I was going to law school, I worked for the New York State Labor Department. And I drove over the Berkshires, 90 miles each way, 2 or 3 nights a week, for 4 years to get my degree. And then I got a job. I was appointed to serve as a judicial law clerk to 3 judges in the Maine Superior Court, trial level court, we went over that earlier, up in the state of Maine, because that's the way life should be. After I served out my clerkship, I went to work for a firm up in Bangor. Bangor, not Bangor. They're really touchy about that up there. So I went to work for a firm up in Bangor, and I did general practice of law in a small city in the state of Maine. I did family law. I worked with people who were getting divorced, who were having issues with their children, who were adopting children. There are happy times with that before. I helped put businesses together. I did the corporate law. I did some civil law. I did some appellate work. My younger daughter was born in 2006. The winter of 2007 was miserable even for Maine. My wife said, that's it. I'm done. We're out of here. We're going to Florida. I suggest you get a job. So I sent out my resumes. I didn't want to go to South Florida. I wanted to be up here. We're a small town feel. And sent my resume out. Skip Babb, who was the public defender at the time here in the 5th Judicial Circuit, called me today, got my resume, said, you passed the bar, you've got yourself a job. So no pressure. Passed the bar, came down, and we set up shop over in Citrus County. I had never practiced a criminal case a day in my life. And day one, I was handling cases that were punishable by life in prison. Within 2 years, I was doing death penalty cases. So I think being a public defender is an important cog in the wheel. I think having a strong defense protects all of us. I hope we never once meet any of you. When you go to the polls, you don't get to hear I'm going to vote on this or I'm going to rule on this issue or that issue. All I can give you is my experience and tell you what I think separates me from Mr. Barbee. My experience, I have represented real people with real problems. I've been there when people are having their children taken away from them. I've been there for a divorce. I would come into my office, there'll be 8 calls on the machine. I know what 3 people they're from. That's the realities of a family law practice. I've helped people set up businesses. And I've stood there while people were sentenced to life in prison with my arm around their shoulder. I've got the experience representing people in the court system that we need from our judges. Leadership. I've been elected by my peers to be the president of the Citrus County Bar Association. I was the president last year. The bar appointed me to be a member of the leadership committee, which encourages diversity in their leadership. I was the white guy from the rural county, but they're trying to get more diversity across the leadership of the bar. So it's not just a bunch of white men and white women running the bar. There are women, minorities, blacks, Hispanics, Asians. They're trying to bring up leadership in the bar. Like I said, I was the white guy from the rural county, got the bar appointed to be part of that team. My values, I was just last week elected deacon of my church. So I'm going to be ordained next weekend as a deacon of my church. My family is the most important thing that there is to me. And all of our families are the most important thing to me when I'm a judge. I hope I can earn your vote to be our next circuit court judge. And I think we're going to be more time to talk to you afterward. I look forward to meeting all of you. Thank you very much for having me.